Hilfiger. Nigga. Sunday evening, this is the Star Report. Okay, kids. I've had a good day. For those who give a damn, I'm well rested. Got my cocktail right here. I'm ready to talk to you, okay? Congresswoman Mary Miller. The video is in my community section. You saw her say it. Don't act like you didn't. They're now saying it was a slip of the tongue, a mix of the words. Nah, she been talking crazy, huh? She complimented Hitler, Adolf Hitler, a while back. I'm not going to repeat what she said about him. But she's let you know what it is. She's a lawmaker from Illinois. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Well, call in, let's kick up some dust. As I sit here, I pulled out the classic tonight, huh? I feel like a patriot of sorts, If you're new to the show, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. I usually vote conservative, but I am an objectivist from the school of Ayn Rand, okay? Okay, everything should be set up and situated. Troll babies, good evening. How you guys doing? Okay. Let me say also early, folks, if you follow me on Instagram, I put up a post this morning. Do not write a paragraph up under my goddamn post or I will remove your comment. Now, I have someone who helps me with that particular, page. And if you tag me with 4 or 5 other people, we're getting you the fuck up out of there also. I don't want to be tagged with people. And I don't want to read a goddamn paragraph under, a picture or a video. What are you doing? What are you doing, okay? Just want to say that early. Showrunner. Let me just think this through because I don't have too many notes tonight. Women are kicking up dust across the nation. They are aggy upset. It's my body, my choice. LA police, in case you don't know. Oh, God damn. LA police threw some actress down on the ground. Actress and activist Jodie Sweetin. Did you see the video? Pushed her down on the ground and said, bitch, what? And stood there with the fucking sticks as if to say, let's go. She calmed her dumb ass down, grabbed her bullhorn, and they started chanting, the white people, no justice, no peace. Stealing from black folk again. Anyway, should prostitution be legal in the U.S.? This is not a new concept or a new idea or a new thought. If anybody says, oh, I thought of that first, you're a liar. This has been discussed for centuries in this country. Legalizing prostitution. I've got a couple of notes as to why I think it should be legalized, and I think now is the right time. Now is the right time. A lot of these women are kicking up dust, and they're still not accepting accountability. Their response to Roe v. Wade being overturned is, oh, you're going to pay for more child support now. I think legalizing prostitution will alleviate some of the pressure of a marriage. It will help men make better choices, rational choices. This whole thing of, I should only have sex with you. I should only, give my all to you. I don't agree with it. I never have. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the last time I checked was a couple of years back, maybe even 5 or 6 years back. Countries that have legal prostitution, their divorce rates are lower than ours here in America. Yes, no, maybe, troll babies. Last time I checked. So here we are now, a nation of chaos and turmoil. Roe versus Wade has been overturned. Protests everywhere. That's my response. Legalize prostitution. Make it okay for a man to work a stressful week or whatever. He just wants to get away from the nag, the wife. He wants to go let off some steam. He's got a fetish. Wifey's got too much mouth, and truthfully, you get tired of eating the same meal all the time. Let's keep it real. And of course, maybe she gets tired of smashing the same guy. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But that's my response to what they're now saying. Oh, it's you're going to pay more money for child support. Well, that's got nothing to do with you accepting accountability and keeping your legs closed and making better choices. What say you troll babies early? Early, huh? Thank you for the donation. Craig says Jody is good friends with Sean King. I don't give a goddamn. Yeah, Mary Miller has opened the floodgates, and Diddy dancing tonight at BET Awards. Thank you. I have no interest in the BET Awards. If there's not a shootout, a stabbing, or something by way of violent nature, I don't care. But thank you for your donation. TJ got your donation. He says Zachary has been selling bussy for years. Let's go. Let's go. All right, and I sent emails out to a couple of sponsors. If you folks want to call in, tonight's a good night. I'm going to go at a slower pace, okay? Would like to promote a few books and a couple of new websites, all right? So just 2 topics tonight. That's it. Congresswoman, and let me just read off some of her information in case you don't know who she is, but the video is right there in the community section. Don't act like you haven't seen it. She is from Illinois, born in 1959. Her and her husband together have 7 kids. I don't know if how many between them, or if maybe she had all 7. I don't know. Okay, and they've got a farm. They raise cattle and grain, and she's with the shits. She said it. And Donald Trump, well, he used to be my guy until he tried to pull a coup. When she said it in the video, this is a victory for white life. He just stood there. He didn't clap. Donald Trump did not clap when she said this is a victory for white life. The Supreme Court overturning Roe versus Wade. All right, hang on a second. I got a sponsor tapping in. Hold on. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I tried. And if you are a sponsor, please know that I want you to have a wrench in that live chat to promote your platforms, okay? That's very important that you are able to, hold on a second, to promote yourself and the links in that live chat, all right? Sit tight on the phone lines. I see you. Blade tapping in. They've already, what? Blade, this is spelled crazy. Already is a form of legal prostitution. It's called marriage. That's cute, Blade, but I'm talking about legalizing it. For real. He says formal prostitution is illegal, okay, because they want to pay long-term rather than pay up front without interest, pardon me. Again, Blade, I don't know the numbers. Maybe you can help me. You always send me good stats and information. Give me some of the other countries, Blade, where prostitution is legal, and I assure you, crime is down, families are not broken up because a man, maybe he just wants to let off some steam. He's got a dirty fetish. He doesn't want his wife to know, and maybe she doesn't need to know. Maybe he just wants to sit down with a whore, and he wants to dress like a woman, smoke a cigarette, and talk to the woman for an hour, and then get back to work. SBD got your donation. I'm calling in from 512. Okay, let me get you on the line early. I want us to comb through this, all right? Good evening, SBD. You're my first caller. Are you up to speed on the topics?
My gosh, Star, Big nigga, what's popping? Can you hear me good?
I can hear you well, man. It's Sunday. How are you? Thank you for your support. Let's go.
Hey, I'm good, man. Long time supporter.
Thank you.
So look, let's talk about the topics, right?
Please.
So let's talk about this prostitution, because that's what I can remember, because I'm on my level right now. First of all, always the bad guy on Instagram. So look, prostitution. So check it out. I'm a player, right?
Okay.
Like, I'm 30 years old, bro. I ain't got no kids. I be fucking these hoes. Now, I do got a girl.
Sir, you have to watch the F-bomb. You have to. Come on.
All right, my bad. I'm off that wine, and it's my time. Okay, so look. So I got a girl. She in Africa. She come back in August. She Muslim, so she's talking about marriage and everything like that. But see, I'm a player, right? So I just, no cap, ain't no shame in my game. I just spent. I know you're not a trick, and Star, I'm not a trick. I'm born May 8th. We a Taurus. I dig what you be saying. Okay. I'm not a trick, but sometimes I like paying for it because I'm raunchy. Like, I don't even have to. Like, I can go. I live in Austin. I can go downtown Austin and pick up some little pretty young thing, take her home, smash her out.
Right.
That's it.
Of age, let's say of age.
There.
Go ahead. Of age. Go ahead.
Right. Of age.
Yeah.
Let me just, of age. So with that being said, it's just like, so I just hit Shorty up. She was on Facebook. She was talking about, man, my time ain't free, this and that. So I hit Shorty up because I'm up. I'm like, I ain't no broke nigga. So I'm like, yo, Shorty, look, I'm going to bless your game with a little 100 plus the gas, because I know you coming from the city.
Bitch, I'm going to send an Uber for you, a Lyft.
Wait, no. So look, she got down here. Look, look, check it out, Star.
Come on.
The Uber would have been $60.
Okay.
I gave her 40 for the gas.
Okay.
Okay, so boom. So she get here. Now look, I'm strapped. I'm like you. I'm a felon, but I'm still strapped. Nick gonna have to catch me how you catch me. You feel?
I'm not a felon, sir. Slow that down. I'm not a felon. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, I'm a felon. I just know you be riding around with a Carucci. I'm just saying I'm riding around with Lisa Ray. We could say that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so look. So anyways, long story short, 'cause I know you got callers. So she pulls up, and I'm already giving. She pull up. She get out the passenger side. So I'm like, off top, she didn't come alone. But when she kept walking close to me, I said, is that a nigga in the car? She was like, no, that's my homegirl. Boom. So I'm like, okay, cool. Brought her upstairs, showed her the strap, let her know I ain't playing. I paid her, bro. I did my thug. She was doing her thug. I did what I did.
Right.
Like, I smashed her out. I did it so well, I tossed her a little extra bread. She said, no cap. You come to me next time, you can get it for free. So look, with that being said.
Stop right there. Stay with me. Listen, you're going to pay for it no matter how you look at it. If you wife them, you're going to pay for it. If you're dating them, you're going to pay for something. I've never, ever paid for a mani and pedi. But somehow, somewhere, some way, these devious bitches, they'll call you from the supermarket. Oh, I got $80 worth of food and I only got 40. Can you send me a cash app? No, and good goddamn well, the bitch can pay for it. She just, scamming.
Right. Yep. You 100%, but see, listen.
And I send it because, I'm, game recognized game. I'm like, all right, bitch, go ahead. Here's an extra 40. Come on.
Real talk. Hey, real talk, Star. No, that's facts, because listen, I swear to God, bro. I know you're not my bro. I know you're not my brother.
Come on,
so listen,
okay, come on.
When she was in here, right? We was in here vibing. We was talking about. She was like, I'm from Philly. You know what I'm saying? Body right, ass fat. I'm like, okay. She had a fake ass, so I was like, okay, damn, okay. This is what's up, right? All for the 100.
Okay.
So boom. So look, I just thought about it. Last weekend, I went to the club with another girl that came from out of town. I spent $50 on her gas. I bought drinks and I had bottles and Don Julio and shit. That was at least $200-300.
Okay, stop right there. Now listen. How old are you again?
Wait.
No. So how old are you again? I forget. How old are you?
I'm 30. I just turned 30 May 8th.
Okay, stay with me. You are getting rid of the middleman, the possible headache of having a side chick, somebody trying to set you up. And as I said, you're going to pay for it regardless, no matter how you slice it. Now, does your girlfriend know that you've, slid off and, got something else in the meantime?
Listen, now that's kind of a crazy story. Long story short, on my birthday, I end up meeting the girl who's my girlfriend. Now, look, when I met her, I'm talking about bad, right? She's Somalian, right? She's Somalian, so she's Muslim, right? So look, the first night I met her, she was talking about marriage. I don't do this, I don't do that. I'm like, all right, whatever. End up smashing her anyways, right?
Yeah.
So look, but we hit it off. We just had a connection, a vibe beyond the sex. Like, I woke up, I was like, you know what, I'm still feeling you, because usually once I bust off, I really want to leave, and you look disgusting to me. But once I did that, and I was able to be around her the next morning, she ended up missing her flight back to Idaho. That's where she go to school, right?
Okay, listen, I got to cut you short and take more calls. I appreciate your donation, but now I'm asking the question, should prostitution be legalized? This is my response to women now talking crazy, kicking up dust all over social media, trying to point the finger of ridicule at men, saying, since Roe v. Wade was overturned, you're going to pay more money now for child support. Should prostitution be legalized? That's the question.
All right, to answer your question straight up, it should absolutely be legal.
Okay.
Because, ladies, here's what you don't understand. Here's what you understand. I'm going to go after this.
Make it
Here's what
quick.
you understand.
Make it quick.
If you don't get it, we going to get it. Star's the GOAT.
Thank
I'm
you,
out.
man. Thank you, yes, sir. Okay. You spent Skrilla. Let the man talk. Let the man talk, okay? Hang on a second. I got to check and see if sponsors are tapping in. You know, this is a business. Business over bullshit, all right? Lee's Auto tapping in. Star pickup 404. Lee's Auto, sit tight. I'm coming right back. Sit tight. Blade says Star gladly paid for abortions, but never a mani and petty. He chose the better investment. Pimp shit. Well, listen, Blade, have I said in the past I paid for abortions? Yes. But I've also said, for those who pay attention, some of those girls were lying, I'm sure. I'm sure they were lying. I've never been loose with the tool. I'm stingy with the tool. I'm the type of guy who skeets on a broad's leg. Yeah, I skeet on your chest. I don't, want a woman to have the satisfaction, as I've said before, of me being on top of her inside the coochie and then climaxing. I don't want her to see the pleasure on my face. That's why I turn my head when I blast off. So more than likely, half of them were lying. Okay, here. 800 to get rid of you. There you go. Bye. Okay? But thank you, Blade, for tapping in. 404, good evening. Is that Lee's Auto? I got your donation.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Star? Yeah, this is Lee.
How are you,
Hey,
sir?
what's going on, man? Yeah, I just called in because I really enjoy the topic that you're talking about.
Thank you.
And I just thought about it the other day because I literally just came back from New York, so that's where I'm from. But
Okay.
Usually when I go to New York City, and that's one thing I got to get, definitely get some White Castles because I don't mess with that crystal stuff that's down here in Georgia. So
Come on.
I don't like no crystals. But I go down in the back of Flatlands Avenue, Pennsylvania, Flatlands.
Over there by the White Castle. Yep.
Over by the White Castle, exactly. I go to that White Castle coming up the Bell Parkway, and I get back there, and literally you go back to the side streets where the warehouses and those school buses be at. I mean, prostitutes are out there like crazy, even white girls.
As they should. Huh.
So even back in the day, it wasn't like that. But that's why I like the topic that you brought up because, in my opinion, I agree with you 110%. Prostitution should be legalized because I feel like it's going to force men to make better decisions when dealing with these women out here. It's going to force the women who want to be considered hoes to allow them. It's going to help men to realize that, hey, if prostitution becomes legal, you're going to see how many women decide to go down that route through legal prostitution. And that's going to force men to understand, hey, the majority of the women we're dealing with out here nowadays, they just want to be hoes. That's going to help.
Okay, now hang on a second. I want to respond to what you're saying. I appreciate your support. We all have wants, needs, and desires. We all have different fetishes that we like, Saying to men or asking the question, are you going to make better choices? I don't know. I stand on what I've always said. Most males are not men. You see so many goofy niggas on social media. A female can be out of pocket, ratchet, deplorable, and despicable, and the nigga will still type in, I'd still smash. I'd still smash.
Yeah.
So, with that understanding that, most males are not men, and most of you would smash, a ratchet, loudmouth bitch, doing too much, why not legalize prostitution? You go to the prostitute to do what it is that you want to do, need to do. Don't hide it. Wifey has to understand you are letting off steam. You are going to be who you are, and she either accepts that or she doesn't accept that. And whether she keeps her legs closed or not, that's another story. But this is not new. I'm not the first one to think of this. I mean, people have been saying in this country for centuries, legalize prostitution. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 110%. Like I said before, but what it's going to do, it's going to force, like you said, the women, they're going to be what they are. I accept them for what they are.
Yeah.
If this is what you are, I'm not going to force you to change who you want to be, or what you are, So that's what I'm saying. That's going to help men to develop and understand, hey, this female, this is what she is, this is what she wants to do. If she's going to go on the side and do her thing or go over into that side of life, that's what they're going to do. Like, I mean, me personally, I drove for an escort agency back in New York City for 5 years. And I tell you, the women that got in my car, sometimes married women, girlfriends with whole families, and everything, like literally, like, and they boyfriends didn't know.
Bitches going to college.
One time,
trying to pay the rent.
Exactly. So I accept it for what it is, like, So that's what males need to understand what it is,
Right.
So once they see what it is, when it's out in the open, you see it with your own two eyes, then maybe there might be a change. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but. I mean, hey, like I said, I just really like the topic. That's why I called in, because like I said, I thought about it when I drove through back there at Flatlands Avenue, and I was like, what the hell is going on over here?
Salute, man. Thank you for your call and your support. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Hold on a second. I think we should change the goddamn title. Should prostitution be legalized in America, huh? TJ got your donation store, the Galaxy Hotel. Oh, I know it well. On Pennsylvania Ave, it's still popping with them walking the blade. I See Zombie Star. Please check out the book, Spectacular Wickedness. It's about when the U.S. legalized prostitution in New Orleans. It's crazy. Send a link if you like, sir. I'm almost 60. I've studied history and many things in this country. I'll take a look at it, but I'm not going to guarantee you I'll read it to get a better understanding. Okay, but thank you. Hey, Dana, thank you so much. Dana just sent me a text message. Hang on, guys. Let me change the title of tonight's show. Now, this is not a trending topic, but I'm going to go with it anyway. I'm going to spell the entire United States and bring this call in as well. Area code 213, good evening. Should prostitution be legal in the United States? Are you there?
Area code 213.
Are you ready to talk? Take us off of the speaker. I got to get you out of here. Are you ready to talk? 213.
To talk.
You got to go. Be legal in the United States. Hold on, guys. Yeah. That's the clapback. Legalize prostitution. And I won't get you pregnant. I'll go to the whore. You'll be wifey. I'll smash you once in a while, when you deserve the tool. Do you know what I hate? And you've heard me say this before. I don't have makeup sex with females. I don't give them that power. As if, I'm going to let you run your fucking mouth and then you're going to take off your clothes and everything's going to be okay. No, bitch, check yourself. You check yourself, and then I'll give you this golden scepter between my legs. Okay? All right, thank you for your donation. Hi, Marty. Marty, I never got your picture. Okay, are you a female or are you a nigga with a wig trying to catch me lacking so you can then go to the shade room? Hey, you see me in Star B DMing. Tomau got your donation. Legalize prostitution. Yes, legalize the pussy too. Oh, man. We haven't even gotten there yet. But, since you put it out there, hey. Why not explore that option? Why not explore that option? For those of you who are into pussy, I'm not. Area code 347, good evening. Should prostitution be legalized? This is the clapback via Roe v. Wade being overturned and females now talking about, you're going to pay more child support now. 347.
Yeah, what's up, Star?
How are you, sir? Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, I think more importantly, that's a good question because now the question is the type of rights that people have to their own bodies. That's a deeper question. So
Okay.
I think it's a matter of how far we gonna go with this the rights to people's bodies, and that's gonna be the fact. I mean, the argument started with the vaccines already. So the argument that's going to happen for quite some time.
Well, you sound like a thinking nigga. Why don't you lay it out for us while I fix my drink? Come on, you're a thinking nigga.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it should be. Yeah, I think it should be. I think all of it should be legal. Guns, everything. I think it all should be legal. Fuck it.
Gotta watch your mouth. I gotta get you out of here. Okay? You were doing good. Watch the profanity.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Appreciate that. Like I said, I think it all should be legal. That's where we going now. I think the Supreme Court is opening the doors on everything. So they're taking it back to the old America for real. Like Donald Trump is in full effect without being in office. This was the make it great again. This was the plan right here to take it back to when America first started exploring across the whole land, killing Native Americans and slaving black people. So this is what they're doing right now. They opening.
How old are you, sir, and where you calling from? I'm not, for enslaving black people. I don't know what you're talking about there, but how old are you?
This is Chef, man, from the Bronx.
I don't know you, nigga. I don't know you.
You always do this, man. Come on, stop playing, B.
Why we get him the fuck out of here? I don't know you, New York nigga. Stop playing. I did you a favor by picking up the goddamn phone. Blade, thank you for your donation. The congressman's words prove the truth of that old saying. A gaffe is when a politician slips up and tells the truth. Oh, yeah. Nobody wants to chime in on that. Nobody wants to chime in. So let's just go to prostitution. Hey, Dana. Dana says, Dana, do you want to call in? Oh, my goodness. Who is this? Somebody twerking for abortions? Stop the insanity. Oh, my goodness. A bunch of... These women have gone crazy. What is this, Dana? Black women and white women now twerking. Let me put this in the live chat. Troll babies, what's going on? Why are these hoes now twerking? And where was this, Dana? Somewhere in Dallas, Texas? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What a clusterfuck. Thank you, Dana. The real Rico Mercado, R.I.P. Tillicum, the Nat Turner of the sea. Yeah, Sea World. He was in captivity since he was a young calf, man. But yeah, thank you so much for tapping in. Area code 209. Good evening. Should prostitution be legal in the U.S.?
Hello, Star.
Randy?
Yep, what's up, man?
I know your voice. I don't know that nigga from New York acting like me and him got some type of fucking history. What's cracking, man? How are you, Randy?
You know, niggas get comfortable and try to, get real friendly. That's how New York niggas line you up. You know, they hit you with that, what's up, my brother?
Yo, fuck with New York niggas like that. He knows better, whoever he is. But what's cracking, man? Let's get to this topic.
We wheeled you in with that whole friendly things, and then we stab you in the back with a smile on our face.
He tried. Don't play with those niggas like that. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I wanted to speak on that whole white thing, the white race does need to procreate more, and you don't have problems procreating.
Yep.
So
GOP Congresswoman Mary Miller at a rally this past Saturday, Donald Trump standing there with her, and she said this is a historic victory for white life. I'm not mad at her. White people have the right to say, white pride, white power. Have the right to say that.
Yes, because this is their new land, and in a couple years they will be obsolete at the rate that minorities could procreate. They cannot keep up with us.
I don't think so, but go
frankly,
ahead.
I
don't think so. Go ahead.
It's statistics that 2 white people have trouble making kids. Tariq Nasheed has spoken on this a lot, and so on.
With all due respect, I don't need Tyreek Nasheed's word to prove my fucking point. But go ahead.
I just wanted to throw you a curveball, big nigga.
Okay.
But yeah, I believe that these whites are worried that they might lose their grip on this country, so they need to make even unwanted babies in this land, because if you're white, you're right. This is America, land of the free, home of the brave, but some of your freedoms aren't really yours to have, Like, I just want to...
Well, let me throw you a fact, Randy, not a curve, a fucking fact. The creators of the atom bomb and other weapons of mass destruction will blow this motherfucker off of its axis before niggas, ADOS, FBA, whoever, thinks that they're going to take over America. It's not going to happen. All that shit sounds cute. We were already here. No, most of us came here from fucking African slave ships. You can go to the genealogy departments. It's right there. But Whitey will blow this motherfucker off of its axis. That's what the Manhattan Project was about, and other ways to create bombs. Go ahead.
No, that's beautiful, as they should, To keep control, you have to be somewhat insane, and you have to be somewhat of an extremist to keep your grip on something.
Whitey is insane.
This saying,
yeah, that's a fact.
There's this saying that when you hit her, she loves you more, because she understands what extremes you'll go to with your love, So that's how the white man treats their land, They rather blow this bitch up than let anyone else rule it, is their time.
That's a fact.
And I also wanted to speak on the prostitution thing,
Please. Come on.
Because I think a lot of men get freedom from prostitution, like women and other people will judge it like, oh, that's low down, paying for company. But you're not paying for the company, you're paying for the convenience. Just why people go to fast food restaurants, You can have a steak, but that takes about 45 minutes to make. I could get my fries and my chicken nuggets right at the drive-thru, and it's all about convenience and comfort. I could have a scallywag come to my apartment and leave once after I get my post-nut clarity. I don't have to politic with her and plan out my future or lie to her and tell her she's beautiful when she's not. I just get what's between her legs.
Yeah.
She gets to be a semen receptacle, and then that's it. That's our exchange. And then money gets given, which is not really of any value. But
the exchange of currency or trade. Now, hang on a second, Randy. I'm going to pull rank on you here. Everybody who's looking for a prostitute is not looking for a sexual encounter. This is just a fact. You can do your own research. You have many Johns or Tricks who go to a lady of the night, a street walker, whoever, however, to talk to them. Everybody doesn't want fast food. Some people do want a steak, as I'm just pointing to your analogy. Some men in marriages get tired of who they're married to. Hang on, you spoke, I will speak now, young man.
Okay.
They want to escape the mundane life that they are living. So they will go to a lady of the night, or maybe a male, or maybe a nigga with a wig, just to talk. Just to talk. And they will compensate that person.
It's an escape.
It's an escape, yeah. So it's not always about sexual gratification, a celebration of the flesh. That's another reason why I think prostitution should be legal. Everybody doesn't want to go commit the animal act. Some people just get tired of seeing the same person every day. You know, decades ago in this particular country, most married couples had twin beds, separate beds. The I Love Lucy show and other shows exemplify that. Couples were not always on top of each other, twisted up like pretzels in the bed. You know, somehow, I guess maybe around the 70s or the late 70s more so, couples started sleeping together. But in the 50s, 60s, husband and wife had either separate bedrooms or separate beds, twin beds. Go ahead.
That makes a lot of sense now that you speak on that. Prostitution now, the way I look at it, in some forms could be therapeutic, you know, for men, is an escape.
Yeah.
You know, we all want something new. We don't want that the woman that we once loved in high school that now morphed into a complete stranger.
Bitch, I'm tired of that stupid giggle you do when I'm pounding you. Bitch, I'm tired of your perfume. You know, bitch, I'm tired of the cigarettes that you smoke after we have sex. Bitch, I'm tired of, you know, pounding you for 12 minutes, and then you know, sometimes you have an orgasm, sometimes you don't. I can go to a whore, lay on her, flop on her, pound her for 4 minutes, ejaculate, and get up and go. Get up and go.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And not to be too vulgar, sometimes our lovers, when they get too comfortable or complacent, they stop being that person that we once fell in love with. They change on us right before our eyes, and we start to wonder, did you pull a sham over my eyes, or were you always this bitter bitch, you know?
That's a fact.
Sometimes,
That's a fact.
you know, men get fooled, you know. We fall in love with the image, you know. We judge a book by its cover and then get in between the pages, or have the person lay with us long enough that we no longer crave that company, and we need a new avenue to release our stresses and our desires or things, you know. Sometimes the people you start the race with aren't the ones you're going to finish with. Right. And prostitution, I think, will fix a lot of depression in men, because a lot of men nowadays, they're not as outgoing as they once used to be. Right, they're not as confident within themselves. So I feel like you getting to pay that $100 for that woman to make you feel like that nigga for how many minutes you pay her could really help mental health in some men.
If you legalize prostitution, that price goes down, you know. It will no longer be $100.
Yeah.
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 You get a good piece of snatch for $65 or $50.
Yes.
Hey, before you go.
Brazil, it'll be like Brazil, Cuba, all these third world countries, you know, where people take flights just to get escape from their wives, you know.
The new term is developing nations, not third world. But now hang on a second, Randy, before you go. Before you go.
Of course.
Are you in love? You kept using the terms in love. Are you in love now?
Yeah. You know, it's a feeling. It's a feeling.
Shit. Okay.
But you know, it's easy to fall in love. It's easy to fall out of love. So you just got to be in the moment with it, I believe. Okay. And it's a case by case study. But for my fellow men living in this modern time where women feel like they are so much empowered, so much better than, prostitution will knock them down a notch, you know? Most niggas put women on pedestals now because they didn't get the golden years of skeeting off in women, you know. Not many men are stingy with the tool by choice.
Right.
Some niggas are just weirdos, you know, and they have to get drunk, get substances to get a girl comfortable and then make their move on them and prowl on them like a predator, you know. That's why I
give them Quaaludes like Bill Cosby. Randy, I got to take more calls, man. I got to take more calls. Good to talk to you, man. Salute. Got to take more calls.
Always, man. And, you know, keep fighting the good fight, man. Keep spreading the word.
Thank you. Okay. Randy tapping in. Hold on a second. Someone sent in a donation. And I got to go to Cash App as well. Thank you, folks, for being patient. Robert says, Star, you keep saying you had a great childhood, but kids with good upbringings don't drop out of high school. Oh, you're mad. You're mad because I didn't come from the projects. I didn't sleep 5 in the bed, pissing on my siblings, fighting over sneakers, roaches in the cereal. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I was a spoiled kid. I was allowed to make choices. I know that pisses you off. That pisses you off, you know. Bill Gates and a host of others dropped out of school. But thank you for the donation. Truck Intake, got your donation. Thank you so much. The real Mercado, I said that. Gangsta of Love. Okay, Rory sells pussy in the meat packing district. Okay. Thank you for tapping in. Hang on a second, guys. On the screen, one of my sponsors, www.creditwizpro.com. They can help you with liens, foreclosures, student debt, inquiries, and other things. But you have to say, Star sent you, okay? www.creditwizpro.com. And let me see if some of my other sponsors are going to tap in. I sent out emails earlier. Dana, again, thank you for your email. Okay, all right. On the Block with Jen did a show. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but she was talking, I think, yesterday about men paying more child support due to the Roe versus Wade overturn. I'll just say that. Check her out. Jay Bandit, I got your. Okay, Jay Bandit, I can't deal with that right now. Are you calling in? Do you want to promote something? Okay, if not, thank you for tapping in. Easy Blade, shavingproducts.com on the screen, guys. Another one of my sponsors. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 646. Good evening. We're talking about a few things here.
Good.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing. What's the topic? Prostitution and Max Miller or whatever, talking about white life preservation, yada, yada, yada. I want to touch on the legalization of prostitution.
Go ahead, sir.
I just heard the conversation with Randy, who's Dominican, right? I think he's Dominican. A thumb in the can, as we called him back in the 90s.
Well, sir, let's not focus on another caller. Let's just stay with what you want to talk about, please.
All right. Okay, yeah. Dominican women have, as a lot of other women from shithole countries, have a lot to benefit from, selling box, as I call it, prostitution. They probably sell box over there, $40 a pop. You probably get like 3, girls in DR. I've never been in DR, but I have friends that's going and, they come back with stories. It probably goes for about $40 over there. They come over here, they could charge $400. So, once they get their papers, they get married, then, they could come here and benefit from this capitalist society, using their box. And as far as like guys interacting with women, through prostitution, not necessarily for sex, I agree with that a lot. Or just interacting with women in general, not wanting sex. A lot of times I just like interacting with people in general. And sometimes just happen to be a woman. And I don't always want to get the phone number because I'm not going to follow up. I'm not going to call you. I don't want to entertain you. Just, in the moment later, just interact. And, a lot of times they're like, my boys and my coworkers, they be like, oh, you could have got a number. I'm like, yeah, I could have got a number. But then I don't want to have to, convince her that she should be interested in me. That's too much work. I'm 37. I got a lot of good years ahead of me.
Okay.
I done blazed a lot of. I done blazed a lot of, joints. So.
Well, now hang on a second, because the topic, should prostitution be legal in the United States? Pardon me, is based upon the Roe versus Wade decision being overturned, by the Supreme Court. Pardon me. And women now, across the nation, I've seen a bunch of them, talking about, oh, you're going to pay more money now for child support. It just seems like they're already trying to point the finger at men as opposed to accepting accountability and talking about, moving forward responsibly. I mean, they've got over 20 ways, to preventive measures to getting pregnant. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to be held accountable for their decisions, So, women definitely want to point the blame. They don't want to have to, they don't want to have to, live with their decisions, their poor decision making skills. They want to, be reckless, and then not have to pay the consequences for it.
Yeah.
I'm not really threatened. I just had my first child. I'm not really threatened by child support. Of course, I want to keep as much as my money as possible, but I'm not really threatened by child support.
Okay.
Women want prostitution is the oldest trick in the game.
Well, now, hang on a second before we go to prostitution. Are you with your child's mother? You said you're still a young man.
Yes, and it's not easy. Yes, we're together. We're together, and it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It's not easy. But it's definitely, I didn't grow up in a 2-parent home, but now that I get to experience that from the being a parent, it's dope. It's dope.
Are you married to your child's mother? Are you married?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not married. We're not married.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'll ever be married. And I heard you tell Fleet and Cole is married. I don't know if I'll ever be married. I just don't know if I'll ever be married.
I'm just asking. I don't have all the answers. I mean, who am I? I'm just asking. Any particular reason why you haven't gone down that path? Does your child's mother want to get married? I mean, for security reasons.
I'm sure she would.
Okay.
But that's not where I am right now.
Got you.
I'm mainly focused on just raising my daughter. Marriage. A lot of things is not what they seem to be, and everybody's marriage is different.
I agree.
I never want to mimic my marriage after anyone else's. Like, I don't want to say, oh, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce or Michelle and Barack. I don't know what the hell goes on in their bedroom or behind closed doors. So long as my partner understands that, hey, this is our union, it's unique. Let's not compare it to other unions.
Right.
We're not competing. We don't have to, be, PDA, public display of affection. I'm a very private person. I don't like people in my business.
Okay. Hey, man, I got to take more calls. I appreciate you tapping in. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Salute. Okay. Side note. What is going on with Azealia Banks? Talking crazy about Beyonce and Beyonce's new song. Sometimes she's just predictable. Her hating, Yes, she's been doing house music, but she's much younger than Beyonce, or I forget what the age difference is. Beyonce put out a track. I think it's fire. We went over it here in detail. It reminds me of tracks from the 90s. But Azealia Banks just sounds like she's just like player hating. Thank you to whoever sent me those links, right? Hold on a second. Is a victory for white life. Area code 973. Good evening, 973.
Salute, my nigga.
Hey.
My nigga.
How are you, man?
Jay Bandit, man. What up, though? Yeah.
Hey, man, let's talk behind the scenes about those emails. I don't want to talk about that on this show.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. No,
I'll get back to
all
you.
that.
I'll get back to you. What's cracking, man?
No doubt. Salute. Salute. But yeah, preach, church, tabernacles.
Okay.
For all you unknown pimping people out there, Know what I mean? That's how you talk when you pimping out here. 'Cause we all out here pimping. I'm a person in a major position. But
Are you claiming pimp status? Where are we going?
am I? Oh yeah, I've been a pimp. Been a pimp all my life, all day, every day.
Okay,
Person in a major
okay.
position. That's what it is.
Okay.
I don't prostitute no woman. I don't tell a woman what to do. They choose to listen to me. If they choose to listen to me, I appreciate them for that.
Okay.
That's just how it is.
Correct.
But I think it should be legalized. It isn't. It is at that. Was it the Bunny Ranch in the middle of nowhere in Nevada? So I think it should be legalized everywhere. But they giving everyone hard time, like how they got that Chris guy. They screwed him over. He screwed himself over. Because I understand, like, if it's underage women, that's a whole different type of ball game. It should not be allowed at all. They should be burnt to the cross, just like how they did R. Kelly and whoever else.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, they should be. Cause come on, first off, her mind, she's a juvenile. Second off, she don't know no better, so she's gonna go along with what you say. That's crazy. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. This ain't the Saudi.
Jay Bandit, don't indict yourself. Don't do that. You're talking a little crazy. With regards to again, I'm just throwing this out there because I think that this will alleviate a lot of pressure within a marriage. Or if not a marriage, just men who have desires. We cannot just look at, going to a woman, however you encounter her, she gets pregnant and then it's a nightmare. And with regard, I haven't even gotten into the whole breakdown of prostitution, its history, and how it can benefit people by way of just so many different things that we are going through, whether it be human trafficking, violent crimes, rapes, and homicides. I think it's an option, especially at this point in time right now. What say you, sir? Never mind the pimping stuff. What do you think about the prostitution?
Yeah, what are you saying? We asking prostitution should be allowed, or should
legal?
Oh, it should be legal. Yeah, I think it should be legalized.
Okay.
If that's the beneficial income for a woman, let her do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let her do it.
Okay.
It's her right.
Okay. Good to talk to you, man. Salute. Jay Bandit tapping in. Hey, Miss Ruth. Miss Ruth, you want to call in? I would love to have a female perspective on this. Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, I see you, sir. Thank you for your donation as well. Hold on. Oh, thank you, Miss Ruth. And hold on a second, guys. The real Mercado, he says, okay, Rory and Brittany curved white genetic survival. What was that clown's name who I interviewed years ago? He hung up. He tripped himself up. Was it Colin Flaherty or something like that? Anybody remember? And I asked him about white genetic survival. He said, I've never heard of that. Where'd you get that from? Oh, he was so angry. He thought I was just going to be some black guy who just, agreed with him. He had no solutions. And I said, well, what solutions do you have? He was putting up all these videos. I forget, what was his whole take on things? Just black violence, something. Had no solutions. So then I asked him about white genetic survival. He never heard of the term. Hung up the phone, just angry. Is he still around? What a joke he was, okay? Guys, on the screen, www.easybladeshavingproducts.com. And also let me switch over here to Devious J on YouTube. Guys, Devious J is in my communities section. He's got some really, really nice creative art in terms of editing. I recommend that you check him out, okay? All right, so let me just read something here from procon.org. I say again, procon.org. Proponents of legalizing prostitution believe it would reduce crime, improve public health, increase tax revenue, help people out of poverty, get prostitutes off of the streets, and allow consenting adults to make their own choices. Procon.org. It would allow consenting adults to make their own choices. please hear me out what I'm saying with regards to this. Again, people have been saying this for decades. I'm not the first. I'm just bringing it up now. If someone else has done a show on this in the last couple of days or weeks, call in, send me a link to your platform so we can promote your platform. I love to do that. It helps the conversation. It helps the interchanging of different comments. Hold on a second. We're done with that. Legalizing prostitution. It's not just about freaking off. There's a lot more to it that could be very beneficial to all of us here in America. And Blade, did you ever find any notes? I know you're busy, but if you have any notes, I would love to read something during the show here. Hey, Tara. Tara says, caller wants to play house and still smash hoes. I'm not sure which caller you're talking about, Tara, but I think honesty, this is old cliche, honesty is the best policy. If you start out lying in a relationship, you're going to continue lying. If you lie to a woman, or if the woman lies to you, the premise, the basis is lies. And at some point, it's going to fall apart. I'm not saying you have to go into a relationship or a union and say, hey, I want to smash hoes on the side, I want to marry you. But maybe you should say, hey, I like certain things. I'm the type of person who, I need to get away once in a while. That may be me getting away and just sharing time with another female. I'm not going to wife her. I'm not going to get her pregnant. But I need to get away from a mundane lifestyle or a repetitive routine. Some women say, hey, okay. I mean, if you think about history, let's just say the 40s, 50s, 60s, and we'll stop at the 60s. Women didn't have the rights that they have now, but you don't think that women didn't know when their husband was creeping off? They knew. They didn't have the rights. They couldn't stand up and do certain things, but they knew. And believe me, most women weren't tripping in this country about, a guy slipping off and smashing somebody else, across town. Let's go to area code 513. Good evening. Talking about a few topics here. You up to speed. 513.
Hey, what up? Is it Star?
This is Star. You're my troll. I know you. Hold on a second. Go ahead.
No, I'm not the troll. I got a great a theory as to why it should be legal.
Please continue.
Okay. Well, you know how in society, when we need protection, right? Who do we typically call? The police. So, for women, essentially, the way they look at men, they objectify us. So the way they objectify us is to be their shield and their protection. And the people that protect them is the police. So with men, the way we objectify women is for pleasure. So in order for us to get pleasure, there needs to be prostitution. And then we should also be responsible for it as taxpayers, for it to be available. So when a women and men, because men and women need police, just like men and women need prostitutes. For women, they would need a gigolo, right? But when women need protection, they just be pushing P, right? Shout out YSL for police. And then when men need pleasure,
I don't do shout-outs, goofball. You're doing okay, but once you start doing shout-outs, you're out of here.
My bad. I was just using their song Pushing P. That's why. Right. And then when men need pleasure, they just be pushing P for prostitutes.
Gotcha. Okay. How old are you and where you calling from? I know your number.
I'm in Dallas and I'm 31.
Are you the guy who I spoke to before? I don't know the voice offhand. Are you the guy?
Nah, I've called once, but I was unable to ever get through. But this is my first time ever talking to you.
Okay. So you're all for prostitution being legalized?
Yeah, completely. Because mostly it's gonna be men that need it, but there are going to be women who get like gigolos because, you know, there are some lonely women out here.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you've seen like shows on networks where there's gigolos and whatnot. Just like men need policing, but mostly it's for women because they need the protection, especially like if there's like a, you know, somebody might try to mug them or anything where they feel endangered because, you know, they're a vulnerable sex. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if you think about it, we objectify each other. Like men objectify women, like sex dolls that they want to put into, and women objectify men like ATM they want to take out of. But then we also objectify them for emotional.
We're already headed towards artificial life, you know, synthetic life forms.
Like robot?
Robot. Well, yeah, robots is like an older term, but synthetic life forms.
Right.
You know, being able to accommodate men and women for sexual desires. So I don't see anything wrong with legalizing prostitution. I
don't either.
Before you go, do you have any comments on Congresswoman Mary Miller, who said that this Supreme Court decision is a victory for white life?
I mean, I would expect that from them. Like, why would they not want to preserve themselves? I'm black.
Okay.
Right? So I don't see why black people wouldn't want to preserve ourselves. Like, I don't know why we mad at them. We should just be looking out for ourselves and wanting to preserve ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like, what we should be doing the same exact thing that they doing. But I don't
think anybody's mad. I mean, I don't even like that term. Oh, why are you mad? We're just discussing it. No one's mad.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about people from, like, our side of the community, because usually what I see is individuals who are against, like, the new abortion law or whatnot, people that look like us. When I say us, I mean black folks, right? So why aren't we just having that same mindset where we try to preserve ourselves? Like, why are we depending on anybody else, no matter what race, Asian, white, Hispanic?
Right.
Why don't we just depend on ourselves to preserve ourselves? That's just my viewpoint.
Okay. Good talking to you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, thank you, man. Okay. Black people get a bad rap, you know, as being mad and angry. Why can't you just discuss it rationally? You have the right to say what you want to say. I mean, it should be of concern that this person, Mary Miller from Illinois, is a congresswoman. She's a lawmaker. And she has given credit to Adolf Hitler in the past. Anybody up to speed on this? Hold on a second. We can talk about prostitution. Was it a slip of the tongue? Did she apologize? Area code 347, Sunday evening, you're there, 347. Yes, no, maybe. 347.
Big nigga, what's good, man?
How are you, sir? Good evening.
Yo.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
You can hear me? Yo, turn that shit down, man. Yo, you can hear me?
He's cursing already. I don't even want to take the time to play that game, you know. Troll Baby got your donation. Thank you so much. Randy calling the show wearing a sombrero and pink panties with the Oscar de la Hoya poster on his wall. Zach Lee got the name of a gay male hairdresser, okay? Florida for Life says, Ayo Star, this is the dude you seen at the gas station on the bike. I gave you a pass the first time. Next time it's on site, nigga. Gas station on a bike? Are you talking about in Tallahassee? That clown? He didn't want no smoke. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, I winked at him. His bitch ass cracked a smile. 876, hold on a second. 876. Brian, I get your donation. Big nigga. The BET Awards and all those disgruntled black bitches kicking up dust at the Supreme Court, especially that no-hit having Janelle Monáe. What is hold on a second. What is Megan Thee Stallion doing? Is she up on stage trying to get people riled up? I have no interest in watching the BET Awards. I mean, I used to, but since I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago, I don't even pay attention now. It's just contrived. But thank you for the donation. I may or may not catch a couple of clips tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. It's Monday. Ronald, I got your donation. The Bussy report hosted by Jay DeBussy Bandit and Zesty Zach. They talk on all the latest Bussy news and debate on what tranny they would smash out. #per, okay? Gorilla Pimp got your donation. Once upon a time, it was regular for doctors, lawyers, construction workers to go to brothels. Yeah, there's a history here in America, and I don't have all the notes. I didn't pull all that stuff tonight. It's Sunday night. I don't want to do a deep dive, but it's just a thought. It's just a thought, okay? And Hustler got your donation. Hustle says, Star, people on Twitter are saying there is an agenda to gentrify the NBA with Eastern Europe and mulatto players. The black NBA player is under attack. I would not know. I would not know. I think the face of the NBA is LeBron James, Steph Curry, and a host of others. So if there's a push, are they good players, Hustle? I don't know. You want to call in? Somebody would have to be more experienced to say there is or there isn't. I don't want to just shoot from the hip, but thank you for your donation, okay? Chan got your donation. Chan, never mind your question. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, respectfully. You're trying to take the show into a whole different direction, but thank you anyway, man. Area code 876, you there? 876. 876.
Yes, bro. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, what's up, man?
How are you doing, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Just a quick point here. I'm not hearing Black Lives Matter saying anything about the ruling. Not hearing anything from Black Lives Matter. What does that mean? Black Lives Matter is quiet, and I think they should be saying something because they are the ones who are supporting a lot of the clinics. So what's happening, bro? Not hearing anything from them. They're quiet.
Can I ask where you're calling from? It sounds like a really poor accent. Where are you calling from?
I'm from the island, one of the islands. Yeah. But I like your program, man.
Which island, butt boy? I don't mind you trolling. Do you mind if I... Go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that I'm not hearing anything from Black Lives Matter. That's the only point I'm making.
What are you asking me for? I'm not a Black Lives Matter member. What are you asking me for? Google it. I'll wait. Google it. Why are they quiet?
Yeah. The last one I'm going to say is...
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. That was a horrible fake accent, wasn't it? I'm from the islands. Which island? All right. Last call. We had a good show tonight. I got to get up early. I was up early this morning. I hit the gym. I'm kind of exhausted. 347. You are my last caller. Are you there? 347.
Yeah, I'm here. Star, what up, man? It's Hal from Brooklyn, man.
Did you call before you had somebody in the background? You started cursing all crazy. Is that you?
Yo, you know what, Star, man, my bad about that. You know what I'm saying? The pimp guard would never love no shit like that I'm pulling off. But, I'm really in the grind in this shit that you talking about. So I'm going to just let you know it should be legal.
You use profanity one more time, I'm hanging up on you. Do you understand that? You've already said a profanity word twice. Sometimes it's not even the algorithm. I just don't want to hear profanity every day of my life. I just don't.
I ain't even just cursed just now, though, Star.
You did, yeah. Yeah. Bring it down a few notches.
Well, you know what, man? I ain't trying to ruin your show, but to answer the question, it should be legal, man.
Okay.
It should be. It's one of the oldest hustles in America. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? It's an agreement between a man and a woman to bond together and get $1. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Each state can make money off of it.
I mean, yeah. Like, why not?
It'll decrease health risk.
No.
Crime will be reduced. Come on.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a big time fact. I mean, shit, man. Like,
he couldn't do it. I tried. I tried. Yes, I don't want to hear profanity. Is anybody else like that? Let's keep it real. Does anybody else just like need to decompress from profanity and the N-word? Oh my God. The N-word every day of my life. Every day of my life. Am I the only one? Let me shut these phones off. We had a good conversation. Is anybody else on that same wave? Hold on a second, episodes. It doesn't mean you're getting older. It doesn't mean you're aggy. It doesn't mean you've got a short fuse. It's just like, damn. Why do I have to hear somebody just cursing? Every well, not every conversation, but a lot of conversations. I don't want to. Thank you for saying I'm not the only one. Guys, I will see you tomorrow at some point. Tomorrow's Monday. Hold on a second. All right, Blade, I got your email, but that's not what I was asking you about, man. I was looking for some stats, but don't worry about it, Blade. It's late. I'm going to shut it down. I had a good day. I was at the gym.